What's going on, Troopers? Welcome to the Trooper Transmission. And today we got my man Brett coming in to talk all things fitness, maybe a little bit of Star Wars. And honestly, man, you got to get your barber's name for the hairstyle. Looking suave,
Uh, Whoever is the barber at the St. Paul Sports Clips.
dude. It's
Nothing
money. I love
fancy.
it. I love it. So
Thank you.
yeah, let's wind the clock back. 2024. What was going on in your world that ultimately led to you feeling inspired to make a change, health and fitness wise,
2024.
or maybe early 2025, whenever
Um,
you kind of realize, all right, I got to make a shift.
well, yeah. So I know throughout 2024 was kind of a time when I really started packing on a lot of weight, just because I was really traveling for my job. I was pretty far from home, and it was a lot really long weeks, and I was never able to really get out of the hotel after work. Wasn't able to go home as much. So a little bit of almost like a depressive state too. So I was always just kind of locking myself up, wasn't eating that healthy, really getting just adding a lot of that weight because of that. And I remember a lot of the time actually throughout 2024, I actually saw a lot of your ads on Instagram. And I always thought they were like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I was just very skeptical, like, I don't need to do that. I just need to like eat healthier or something. But it was about, I think it was 4 months ago, end of May of this year, is whenever I saw another ad of yours, and I was like, all right, I love Star Wars. This is cool. I'm obviously being super lazy, and I'm not finding motivation because of my job and always traveling. This is something that I need to try it. I need to see where it goes. Because at that time it was the heaviest I had ever been. It was 241.3 or something like that. 241. It was the heaviest I had ever been. And then in the span of me starting this job, and from there, it was like 35 pounds of a difference. So it was very steadily, quickly adding on, and I needed to make a change. It was getting hard just to sit up out of bed. Climbing a flight of stairs in my hotel room, I'd be winded. Um, I used to be a runner in high school, so I know what it's like to be fit, to have a better in shape body. So that's something that I really missed. It's something that I really wanted. So I got onto your program, and as the challenges that we were talking about, one of the bigger ones was finding the time and the motivation to do it because I work in a type of construction, substation construction, and it's 10 hours a day. It's pretty physical work. Usually I'm just no energy at the end of the day. I just want to go home or to the hotel, do my studying for the apprenticeship, play some video games, call it a day. That's all I wanted to do. I never had that energy at the end of the day for that. So that was one of the big roadblocks, the time management to do so. That was a big challenge. And then me being type 1 diabetic, I always thought, oh, all this dieting and the focusing on what I'm eating. Yeah, it's something I have to do for the diabetes, but on top of that, then also trying to manage it for weight loss, it was too much. So I always felt overwhelmed by that. So that was another really big concern that I had coming into this. Um, I kind of, I kind of got the challenges and the concerns
Yeah.
both
No,
at the same time.
that's a great segue because what you're talking about is like dietary restrictions, health concerns, things that like you can't change, right? That's kind of hurdle. And
Yeah,
then you got the challenge, or not the
yeah,
challenge, but the travel. You can't change that. You'd have to literally change jobs, and we'll get to kind of your journey in the future. But the very real challenges that a lot of people face. Some people can't have gluten. Some people have, they fly around the country. So it makes sense that you're concerned about those. What was it, either like, I don't know, mindset wise, or just, I guess, what was it that gave you the faith or the courage to make the jump in spite of that? Because a lot of people would stay stuck.
yeah. I think it was just, I mean, I don't want to be like harsh on myself, but I was just genuinely getting disgusted at the look in the mirror. Because like I had quite a big gut. I was borderline obese. I was not at all happy with the way I perceived myself and how I looked at myself. Yeah, I was always like, oh yeah, I love myself. I love my job. I love my career, my friends, families, relationships, all that. Everything's great. But then it got to the point to where it started affecting me mentally because I just was not happy with the way I looked to in my own eyes. And then I wanted to make a change. Actually, something that happened later on too. This was about 2 months in to the program. And I remember you actually posted a reel on this on your Instagram story about a week ago, that you're not only really trying to keep in shape and stay healthy for you, but for the people and the loved ones around you. And something that I saw whenever I was going on one of my walks was, I'm not trying to like dog on people, random people in public, but it was something that really opened up my eyes. I'm not a father yet. I want to be, but I was walking past the park and there was a dad with his three young boys and a little bit of an overweight of a dad, but he got up out of the park bench, started running around with them as they're playing tag or whatever they're playing, but he was only there for like 2 minutes. And he's like, all right, I'm done. I got to go sit back down. Like, not saying he doesn't love his kids or anything. It's just that's not something that I want to be able to do. I want to actually be able to be physically active and entertain my future family, be there for them, and all that sorts of stuff. So it was not only it was more of a it was a mindset switch of not only am I doing this for myself, it's for my loved ones and the people around me to be there more physically, to be there longer in the future. To it'll also improve my diabetic qualities or stuff like that. It overall just a better lifestyle. So that was a big mindset switch, and that really kind of got me into high gear. As you can tell, I'm pretty sure around that time, that's when I started really losing some weight as
Yeah.
well.
Dude, that's so interesting. I'm so glad you said that because there's no way of knowing what the people that I create, like I create content to inspire people, right? And just
Mhm.
knowing that this video that probably didn't get a ton of reach was able to reach you at a time when you were seeing something that's a lot of times, I hear that exact story. I don't have energy to play with my kids, but you actually got to see it. And you got to see like what that looks like when they play for 2 minutes. And that's my biggest fear as we gear up for number two is like, man, I want to be the one to tire them out, and I got to make sure
Yeah.
and stay fit for my republic, as I say it. So yeah, that's super interesting, and something that I'll definitely take away from this is like there's those specific moments, and maybe it doesn't happen to you, but maybe you see it, and you're like, okay, like that is a very real reality if I don't change.
Yep. Exactly.
And so for you, what would you say some of the shifts, right? That was like maybe a mindset shift. What were some of the tactical shifts that you made that enabled you to really start to build momentum?
I definitely started to become a lot more disciplined with myself. Um, initially with the program, I would still be like, oh, I don't want to work out. Oh, I got to work out. It was always just, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. But that was one of those mental mindsets that changed was, okay, I want to do this. I want to get to that point. Oh, I think it was a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, whenever I finally hit 30 pounds lost, I'm like, wow, it's working. It's showing. I've actually lost enough weight to where I can actually make out my abs on my upper abdomen. I'm starting to see definition in my arms. Actually seeing the results just gave me that much more motivation, knowing that that's right around the corner. If I can keep on healthily losing this weight, building this muscle where I want, and probably even more than what I bargained for when I first started. I'm pretty sure on my onboarding call, I even said, I don't want to be jacked. I just want to lose a little bit of weight, get a little bit more into shape. But now I'm like, I'm actually seeing muscle. I want to see more muscle, but
I want to be
so
Jack.
it's just so yeah, it's just now that I know in just 4 months with I'm not going to say minimum effort, but effort that was very easily obtainable and enough just to put out. It was I know it's possible. I one of my own goals right now is to lose another 20 pounds by the end of the year. So 3 months to make it 50 pounds total this year. I believe very sincerely that is something that I can do.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things to where the mindset of everything and putting myself in those situations to give myself the discipline to keep on doing it because now that I'm actually seeing these results, knowing that it's possible, it completely changed my mindset of it all.
Yeah. Dude, that's so powerful. Just to be able to see the momentum building.
Yes.
And I don't often hear this from people. It's something that I talk a lot about, but you're such a great example of we don't realize what we want until we get rid of what we don't. Right? It's like a video game. You don't realize what level 15 quests and gear is available until you get to level 15. And then you're like, wait, I do want the dragon bone armor. That sounds
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool to see you doing that because eventually you'll hit the 50 pounds down. I fully believe you'll do that and you'll get to there and then what? right? Then does the runner of high school you come out and then you're running ultra marathons? Who knows? I'm not saying, putting that juju on you, but it's one of the most exciting things about my job is having people have those unlocks. And you're just such a great example of that because you've had so many ups and downs throughout this entire process and you've just continued to stick with it. And I think that's really a testament to you and your discipline and your mindset shifts. And for you, like if you were going to talk to the version of you that started this, or maybe a few months before starting it, what would be your three things to be like, hey, bro, I know what you're going through. I've been through that. Here's where I would start. Here's what I would focus on.
Consistency. That's a big one. Because in the very beginning, I was not at all consistent, and
Layer
obviously,
deeper.
when
What would you say to help them unlock that consistency?
okay, ooh, just don't hesitate. It's something that I would do is I'd get back to the hotel. I'd be like, okay, yeah, I got to work out, but I'd hesitate. I'd look at my computer. I'd see if I got any emails for the day. All of a sudden, I'd be like, oh wait, there's an update for this game. Let me start updating that. Then I'd start doing something else, checking out an update. Oh, what's the weather for tomorrow? Oh, that game updated. Let me go open it up and see what it do. And I start hesitating. I start getting distracted. And it would turn out, oh no, it's 8 o'clock. I got to go to bed soon. Well, not working out today. So it's just one of those things to where if like today I've got legs scheduled right after this starting it. One of those things to where don't hesitate. Just do it, get it done. The quicker it's done and over, you have that much more time to do other stuff throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah. Bias for action. I love it.
Yeah.
So,
And then also meal prepping. That was a big one because traveling on the road, it's really hard to keep count of calories and protein. I didn't do that much research, but one of my favorite things right now is just protein shake. It's only 200 calories, but it's got 42 grams of protein. I'll
yep.
drink one or two of those a day, and that's quite a big thing there. And then, yeah, just random meal prepping for throughout the week helps massively because then it's a lot less fast food. It's a lot more easily tracked because you know exactly what you're eating, what you made yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
And that was something that I didn't really start doing for first 3 months probably. I was very lax with that.
Yeah. Dude, I love that you found like your little thing, that core power protein shake is a total game changer. And so it's like little tactical things like that that make it easy to get on autopilot with the meal prep, with the protein shakes. You can touch on bias for action. So it's like just do it. As soon as that thought comes into your mind, do it. The heaviest the heaviest weight is unmade decisions. Right? Like I wish more
Yeah,
people would
yeah.
realize that is like that's how you get anxiety is you just don't make decision, don't make decision. Now you have 10 unmade decisions. And now that is hard to get momentum because you got to do the dishes, clean the car, take out the cat. It's just a million things. So yeah, and then to your point, meal prepping, setting yourself up for success. We talked about you got like a very clear visualization of what the future could hold. And I often find that a lot of people would get in better shape or be more motivated if they had a better imagination. Right. And I'm not saying like that's the key to success is having imagination, but be able to really sit down and think through what if I do keep going on the path I'm going? Where does that lead? And most people don't think that. And they also don't think what's possible for me if I do make this change and really create that hell in that heaven island. Because that dude that sat down after 2 minutes had a fork in the road where he could have been the dude that, we're watching on TV because he's a BMX rider. I don't know what he would be into, but like that's really like the gap that starts with a small decision at the fulcrum at the end of the day. So I know I stole your thunder. I don't know if you have a third one or if that gave you any inspiration.
No, 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 no. I was at a loss for words, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So imagination, we'll call it. Speaking of that, so just saw the Mando Grogu trailer. Did you get a chance to watch that?
Not yet. I did see it came out though. I
Okay.
did I
Okay.
did hear a lot of the little sneak peek surprises in there though.
Yeah. So this wasn't the question. This is just more of the theme of the question. Who
Okay.
or what is your favorite bounty hunter?
Well, the tattoo makes me want to say Mando, Din
Yeah.
Djarin, but honestly, I think just because of his lawlessness and doesn't really have loyalty to anyone, probably Boba Fett.
Yeah. I mean, good. What does that tattoo say?
Just
Is
kind
that
of does what's best
Mandalorian?
for him. So it's in Mendoan, and it says, "This is the way."
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, dude,
Just
that's
kind of in my loose terms of, you're in control of your own life and happiness, and life goes on very, loosely.
yeah.
But this is
Dude,
the way. It is what
what's
it is. And
funny?
then just my nerdy take on an inspirational quote.
So that's your left forearm. This is my left forearm. And a lot of people are like, oh, pirates. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it means I'm the captain of my own ship. I get to choose the trajectory that it goes.
Okay.
So very similar vein of
Yeah.
like I'm in control. I get to choose. So dude, love the story,
Yep.
love the inspiration, and who knows, maybe we'll all get tatted on our forearms with some Mando. Any other final words? Otherwise, we can let you sail off into your slave one, Boba Fett.
I was saying we really hit it on the head pretty good. So
Yeah, no, you crushed it. So, dude, thanks for taking the time, and I have no doubt that this is going to inspire a lot of people. So I appreciate you sharing your journey, and excited to see what it looks like it's 3 months from now when you're 50 pounds down and freaking ripped and signing up for God knows what event because you're just an absolute mutant at that point. So keep it up, man.
all right, thank you. I appreciate it.